Welcome to day 22 of Vlogyear. So I'm busting out the nicer camera here for everybody because it's story time with Luke. I'm going to ask a question to you guys that I want you to answer, but I'm going to answer it myself because it's a story from my past that I think is really funny. So the question is, what is your most embarrassing moment in front of the opposite sex? Where I'm gonna have you guys answer this question is at VU. It's super easy, way easier than even YouTube to upload videos because you don't even have to upload. You just like click, answer the question. So I'm gonna create this like video montage. The link will be below. And I have really enjoyed watching the answers to the last question that I asked over there. There was something like 50, 60 responses, so that was really cool. So anyways, my story, the most embarrassing moment in front of the opposite sex in elementary school was I really liked this girl named Katie. She probably didn't really know I existed other than the fact that she rode my bus. I was kind of really like a nobody kid in elementary school. I'm really a nobody kid now, but she was probably the most popular girl in elementary school. All the boys had crushes on her. So I was talking to my mom about this girl, and so she was like, well, why don't you just like ask her to hang out sometime or something. And it just so happened that our school had this thing called the Moonlight. I don't actually know if anybody else's school had this, but the Moonlight was when once a year we would go to the roller skating rink for our PE class, and we'd go around the circle, and at the very end of the day, this was such a big deal, at least for me. I don't know if it was for every kid, but the boys were to ask the girls to go on the Moonlight, which was to hold hands with the girl that the boy had asked around the circle. You know, 2 minutes going around to this like slow song and not looking at each other and trying not to trip over each other's skates. I really wanted to ask Katie to the Moonlight with me. On the bus, I had written a note that my mom, it was a scented stationery piece of paper, my mom had given that to me. I wrote on the note like, Katie, will you please go on the Moonlight with me? I had also purchased a ring. I purchased a ring. It was like this plastic little vending machine ring that had cost me $0.25 that I had wrapped up inside of the note. I was gonna ask her on the bus, on the ride home. We were on the bus ride home, and there's this bully. His name was Adam, and he was a few grades ahead of me. He had some sort of complex that like, I think he got picked on, so then he picked on everybody else, and that just transferred over to him picking on me on the bus all the time. And it just so happened the day that I needed to ask her, I was getting ready to ask her on the bus because she was sitting in the seat across from me, and this Adam guy like kept hitting me in the back of the head, and it was frustrating me so much that I was almost ready to cry. So I was getting off the bus and Katie said goodbye to me, and then I had the note and I took it out really quick and I just like threw it in her lap. Didn't even look at her expression or anything, and ran off the bus as fast as I could. I get off the bus, I'm walking inside like super slow, and I just feel like so many tears. I know there's quite a few people that are probably thinking like, what a wuss right now, but I don't understand what was going through my head, and I went down into the basement at my house where my room was, and I just like laid on my bed for like an hour and just like cried because I was like felt so stupid and like worthless for some reason. So here's where the story gets good though, because I thought, well, like, hey, I asked, maybe she will still go to the Moonlight with me. Monday comes after the weekend, and she stops me as I'm about to leave the class, and she thanked me for the ring, thanked me for the note, then said that if another boy, which his name was John, if John didn't ask her to the Moonlight by the end of the day, because I guess she really liked John, there's a lot of girls that liked John, that she would go with me. And I had no idea how that was supposed to make me feel. I was so confused. All I could say was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds good. and that's it. I felt so confused and just like didn't know how I should act, when now I know that I would have been just like, no, you need to go with this John guy, just go with John, like whatever. At the time, I didn't really know how to act. So John ended up not asking her to the Moonlight. That night, when we were all going to the Moonlight, the roller skating rink thing, I just was still in this state of confusion of how to act, that the Moonlight came up and I was just sitting there like sulking, and she came up to me when the Moonlight was happening. She's like, are we gonna go on the Moonlight now? And I just took her hand and just super awkwardly went around on the Moonlight, and yep, that was it. And it was just like a really pathetic experience, and yeah, the main portion of that was the embarrassment from throwing the ring at the girl that I liked in elementary school. Anyways, if anybody else has a story like that, or maybe even something that you're experiencing now, I would like to hear it. So you should leave a video response by clicking the link below. It will say like Luke Conard has asked a question, and basically all you have to do is just hit like allow your webcam to turn on and then record your response. I think you have to create an account, but yeah, and follow me over on View. It's a really fun website, and yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening to my story. Bye.